What's up, cool cats and kittens? It's Uncle Mad here today. We are on our way to the kitchen because we are once again going to be whipping up some delicious Disney dishes. Haven't done that in a while. I think the last time we did it was the Zebra Domes. If you watch the channel, you should remember how that one went. I'll put a link somewhere to that video so you can go back and see how successful I've previously been trying to cook Disney style stuff. For today's, I shouldn't say today's, for what we're doing in today's video, not necessarily just today in the current timeline of the world, we're gonna do some Satu'li Canteen. I hope I pronounced that right. Satu'li Canteen inspired stuff. If you're not familiar, Satu'li Canteen is the quick service dining location within the Pandora world of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now, it's unbelievably good. It's by far the best quick service, not only at Disney World, but probably in any theme park ever, because typically the quick service in the theme parks is usually, chicken tenders, burgers, your basic, cheap, generic theme park food. Well, with Satu'li Canteen, they put it on theme for Pandora, the world of Avatar, and they made it food that's, wait, I'm gonna do something cool here. They did food that's out of this world. Yeah. Originally, I was going to just kind of go with the kind of main kind of thing they have, which is the bowls, the protein bowls that you can have there. But then somebody pointed out to me that it might be more interesting / challenging to make the burger pods. And half the fun of the Zebra Domes videos was how badly I screwed them up. So maybe if I screw all this up again, we'll have another good video. So I decided to do both. We're gonna do one night of burger pods and one night of the Satu'li Canteen bowls. But when I looked up some copycat recipes and stuff online to try to see what I needed to do for these, I actually found out that the Satu'li, I can't even talk anymore. The bowls, I'm not gonna say Satu'li anymore. That's just gonna cause a lot of problems. I've said it enough. Write it down if you haven't heard me say it, Satu'li Canteen. So for the bowls, the meats need to marinate overnight, and the dressing that goes with them also needs to set overnight. So we're gonna make that stuff first. So that's what you're gonna see next, is me preparing the marinades for the meat and the sauce. And we'll throw that in the fridge. Then later tonight, for dinner on this night in the current timeline that I'm existing in, we're gonna make the burger pods. Then you'll get to flash forward through time to tomorrow night in the current timeline. I'm lost. I'm lost in time. I've become unstuck, and I'm just floating through the universe. Coming up, first thing you're gonna see me do is make some marinades and make some dressing for the bowls, but then we'll jump forward in time, but just a little bit I'm not gonna do it again. Nope. Let's stay in the present. So marinades, then later on burger pods, then later on Satu'li bowls. Let's do it. All right, so here's everything that we're throwing into the marinade for the beef. I went ahead and actually already mixed it up though to save a little bit of time. And I'll also throw a link in the description down below to the recipe I'm utilizing. So if you want the specific measurements and whatnot to make this, you can look that up if you want to try this at home. We got the beef over here. It's a 2-pound chuck roast, about 2.5 pounds actually. Now we just take this, pour it into here, and let it sit overnight. So now we got our chicken marinade. This one was a little less complex than the other one. It's just oil, apple cider vinegar, garlic, salt, and pepper. So pretty simple. Whipped it up already. And now into the, okay, that was probably a bad idea. Let me try this way so that I don't just end up pouring marinade all over the counter. Already got yelled at and had to clean this counter up once today. sure that's good and sealed so that when we start tossing it up, we don't just toss chicken and stuff all over the floor. All right, so we got our creamy herb garlic marinade all whipped up, ready to go there. It's a mayo base, a little bit of lemon juice and different herbs and seasonings. A little trick for me, knowing my family and knowing what they like, I know they want that mayo cranked up, so I actually did about a cup extra of what the recipe called for of the mayo, so you might want to follow that advice. It usually makes things better, so. And like with the marinades, we are also going to wrap this up and let it sit and set overnight. All right, so there you see we've got our sauce sitting and we've got our chicken and our beef marinating. We will come back to these tomorrow, but next, burger pods. Sneak peek of the burger pods right there. All right, so we're back. We're ready to start working on those burger pods that we're having for the first Satu'li Canteen dinner we're gonna do. First thing we gotta do is cook up our ground beef. Pretty simple, just throw it in the pan, brown it up, good and stuff. Gonna throw a little Worcester sauce in there, a little salt and pepper, you know, your basic beef setup. So should be pretty good. We're gonna start on that. That's step one. Still cooking, I wanted to show you guys. I'm also making some oven fries to go with it. I keep it pretty simple with the oven fries. I go with Yukon Gold, cut them into wedges, toss them in oil and garlic salt, preheat the oven to 400 degrees, let that bake for about 30 minutes. So we'll have these to go with our burger pods. All right, the beef is good and browned up, so now we are going to start throwing some cheese in. Making a good old melty, cheesy, beefy combo mix. You can only set a cup of cheese, but as I've said before, nobody has ever said that's too much cheese. So just keep it coming. Cheese. All right, so our beef cheese stuffing, filling, whatever you want to call it, is all set to go. Just gonna let that sit aside for a second while we get ready for the next step. The recipe I'm working off of actually called to put onions in with this while you're cooking. I cut them out just because I know my family is not big on onions, so just skip that step. If you like onions, throw it in yours. One thing I learned from the Zebra Dome experience was it's next to impossible for me to hit any of these recipes exactly correctly. But if I can find recipes that kind of cheat and have shortcuts, I can get a lot closer than I did with the Zebra Domes, and I can actually make something edible and not a big old batch of cat poop. So one workaround I found for this recipe that has for the burger pods is instead of making your own dough or getting some type of complicated dough, we're just simply gonna use some canned biscuit dough. Should work just the same based on the recipe that I'm working off of. So that's gonna be the next step, is prepping this dough and then stuffing it with the meat. All right, so for the biscuits, we took them, and for each biscuit, we split it in two. So 4 biscuits yields 8 future burger pods. So next thing we do with these is take that filling we made, drop it in there, wrap them up into a nice little ball, and voila. Now, obviously this is not gonna be as pretty and professional looking as what you'd get at Satu'li, but like I said, we're just going for edible, I think would be the good word that we wanna get to. Edible. All right, so next we are going to steam the beef pods. We got about 1 inch of water down in here simmering. Got the pods in the colander, sprayed it down with spray to make sure they don't stick. I've actually got 2 batches of pods, so if somehow this one gets screwed up, just give it another go. Try again. So I'm gonna throw this on top of the water, cover it up, let it steam for about 20 minutes, and hopefully when that's done, we'll have edible Satu'li burger pods. All right, so we got the first batch done. And they are obviously not anything special to look at, but like I said, we're more going for taste. We're just trying to get these to be edible. And I think they turn out okay. I've got a second batch working right now, but I actually did the second batch cooking only a few at a time to see if that maybe makes them come out a little smoother. So we'll see. We'll do a taste test, compare and contrast round 1 to round 2. Here we go with batch number 1 taste test. This is one I'm gonna give a shot to. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like what you get, but like I said, you know, I wasn't expecting to get a pretty perfect presentation, but it's pretty good. That was good. I'm excited to see if the next batch turns out better, if it ends up being just the same, but I think Jessica's also got an idea to make some dipping sauce to go with these 2, so maybe that'll help out too, but so far so good. All right, so we got the second batch ready to taste. Let's see what we have in the second wave. Let's give it a shot. All right, so I think the dough, a little bit more done on the second batch, so if you try this at home, cook them in smaller batches. And try Jessica's secret recipe dipping sauce. I don't know if she'll let me share it. It's ketchup, mayonnaise, and salt and pepper. Bon appetit. I haven't said that this whole video. Bon appetits. Yeah, that's good. Add a little dipping sauce to it too. Second batch better. You can also kind of see they generally kind of held their shape a little better than that first batch too, so definitely cook them in smaller batches if you are gonna try this yourself. So burger pods, 2 thumbs up. I believe Jessica and Sissy both have requested that we do this again sometime, so successful. Now we're gonna flash forward to tomorrow when we make the bowls from Satu'li Canteen. So time travel in 3, 2, 1.
It smells like farts.
Wave to the camera.
Hurry up so we can go do stuff.
You're in the vlog now. All right, so we've traveled through time. It's a day later. Now we get to get our beef and all that other fun stuff out of the fridge and cook it. All right, so the beef, we're actually getting a little bit of a head start on compared to the other stuff. It's only about 1 o'clock right now, so dinner's a ways away, but beef's got a slow roast for about 3-4 hours. Low temperature 200. So I'm gonna take that out of that bag, put that into there, and then put it all into there and let it roll. All right, so one last thing I'm gonna kind of do as an advanced prep thing before we get into the real cooking in a couple hours. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the slaw together, give it time to sit and let all the flavors and everything soak in. I'm gonna deviate a little bit from the recipe. It's calling for a vinegar-based slaw, but as I mentioned before, big time mayonnaise family here, so I'm gonna throw some mayo in there, kind of Jim and Nick style mayo vinegar mix base. We'll see how it does. But other than that, it's pretty basic. You know, your slaw, your cabbage, your carrots, oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, mayonnaise. Just gonna throw that all together, mix it up good, throw it in the fridge, let it cool down, have it ready to go when everything else is done. So that's coming up next. How is it that we get a monsoon every single time I try to cook a Disney dinner? Every time. All right, so the beef has come out of the oven. We wrapped it up. We're gonna let that sit for about 40 minutes. Let that rest. While that's going on, next thing we're gonna do is take the chicken that's been marinating. We're gonna throw it out on the grill outside. The rain has let up a little bit, so we should be okay on that end. But that's what we got going. All right, so the grilled chicken is off the grill. Gonna let it sit for about 10 to 12 minutes and we're gonna chop it up. Last step we got, getting some water ready to boil. Then we're gonna throw the lo mein noodles in there, boil them up for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll be ready to start actually building these bowls. We're almost there. All right, so we got everything ready to go now. Got the lo mein noodles, chicken, beef, slaw, and we got our creamy herb sauce dressing. So now all that's left to do is to assemble our bowls. All right, so here we have our assembled chicken and beef bowl, topped off with the sauce. It's on a plate though, just to make it more manageable for me. Let's dig in. All right, so we got everything ready to go. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna try a little slaw first. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's just basic slaw. I didn't really do anything fancy with that, so I'm pretty sure it's just gonna taste like slaw. Ooh, I got a noodle in there. Slaw. Sorry, my apologies, I forgot to say it. Bone apple teas. Oh, everybody. I need a Bone Apple Teas t-shirt. That's gonna be another t-shirt, Bone Apple Teas. Keep an eye on the t-shirt store. I'm gonna put up a Parker shirt where he talks about how he likes beefy men. And I'm gonna put up a Bone Apple Teas shirt at some point in time. All right, so I'm gonna start on the chicken side first. If I can get some noodles, a little bit of chicken. Bone Apple Teas. The sauce came out really good, in my humble opinion. Let's try the beef, because everybody knows beef is what's for dinner. All right. Nope, lost the beef. Where's the beef? It fell off my fork. I just got 2 beef catchphrases in one video. My German friend told me the German saying that I was messing up, but I can't remember now, so I'm just gonna say it. Gluten, Glauben, Schneigen. Very good. Very, very, very good. I like this. This turned out well. I'm gonna keep eating.
Hold on a second.
Do I have Larry in it?
No, your head's in the way. Because now he's behind the light. Oh, now he's getting down. Oh, no. There he goes.
You ruined it, Larry. All right, so I finished my protein bowl. I am stuffed. It was much heavier than I thought it would be. I think the noodles and the sauce is a little thick, so completely stuffed, but it came out really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I know all the haters out there were hoping for Zebra Domes 2.0, but we actually pulled these ones off. I'm kind of on the fence. I liked the burger pods last night. I liked this tonight. I don't really know which one I like better. Jess, did you have a preference between the two?
Burger pods.
Jess liked the burger pods better. I can see that. And really, neither one of them was too complicated to do, so these would definitely be dishes we could do again if we wanted to. We got tons of leftovers on this one. The recipe, I think, was meant to serve 6, and 2 of us ate it, so Tons of leftovers. We'll be eating Satu'li Canteen bowls for days. Or if you see this video, call me. Come by. I'll whip you up a bowl real quick. If you have my number. If you don't have my number, then you shouldn't be able to call me. That'd be weird if you could. That's it for today. As always, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for all the notifications so that you never miss an episode. Because the next time we cook, we might screw it up royally like we did with the Zebra Dome, so you don't want to miss that. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for what we could cook in the future, leave them in the comments below. Maybe we'll pick one and do it someday. But until further notice, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what Sting famously told Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, when he descended from the rafters and finally spoke for the first time. He said, "Don't stand so close to me."